you have a breakfast chicken sausage, and you have sort of a sun-dried tomato basil chicken sausage, okay? It's trying to stick together on you. All right, that should be enough. So even, yeah, there you go. Just even them out a bit. Eli, this is all for you. So you can just sort of spread that around. So this is 100 eggs with salt and pepper. And if you guys want to step back just for a second. And this one's going to be at 300 for about a half an hour. Okay?
Half an hour?
Half an hour. And then it'll set. And it'll be solid. It won't be jiggly and soft like this anymore.
Okay.
So we're going to take a little bit of tomato sauce. And we just want to put a little bit on the bottom of the pan. Then what we want to do is I'm just going to layer down a couple of these and then I'm going to let you finish them off, okay? So you want to take out a noodle.
Rip it.
Well, these seem to fit pretty much perfectly. So we're going to take them down and you're just going to layer it across, one piece at a time. They sometimes stick together when you cook them. Here, why don't you give that one a try? You can put that in. Eli, why don't you give this one a try? You can put this one in. Okay, so next let's put in a little bit of cheese. So this is our cheese, so why don't each of you take a handful? Yeah, let's each of you take a nice sized handful. There you go, that'll be good. And you can sprinkle the cheese, sort of, there you go. Take a little more. Why don't each of you take a handful of beef? There you go, and it's got some spinach worked into it, so it's nice and healthy, and you can sort of spread it across. Okay, so now let's do another layer of noodles. So why don't each of you grab a few? It's all right, it's all going to mix together in the lasagna anyway. If you got a little bit of beef on your hands, don't worry about it. Remember, we want them to be even, and you want them to be pretty flat, Tamara, so you want to take a little bit of time. There you go. Very nicely done, Eli. That second one, and then Tamara can put one more, and then I think we can do another layer of tomato sauce, don't you?
Yes, can I do this one?
Absolutely.
Next, can I add the other piece? Can I add some cheese?
So Eli, when you take a good ladle full, there you go, and just sort of gently, there you go. Okay, so Eli, with this empty, what you can do is you can gently sort of spread it around a little bit. And why don't we put in some more cheese?
Can I do that one?
All right, I think that's a good amount of cheese for this layer. Why don't we do a little more of the beef and spinach? And all of this is pre-cooked, so it's all here. There's a little more on the bottom there. You can scrape out. All right, and now why don't you get your hand in there and spread it around a little so we get it a little. Okay. So then let's do another layer of pasta. All right, I'm going to put just a little bit of bechamel. You can see that it's all thick and goopy. And when it bakes, it's going to mix in with the tomato sauce, and it's going to make the tomato sauce a little thicker, and so it all holds together. This is like the cement that holds together the house of the lasagna. Nice spoonful, and just sort of gently, okay? Maybe one more good one, and then you can spread it around. And just gently, there you go. All right, and now let's do one more layer of pasta. Here, I'll pull them apart for you. There's one, and one. And one. Yeah, there you go, Eli.
I want to add some.
All right, and now let's do a good handful. We just want to cover the top with cheese. We're not going to use all of this, so don't worry about that. But let's get a nice coating. Let's do maybe like a little here and a little over in the corner. Okay. All right, so we're going to take this And we're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for like half an hour.
375.
That was for the apple cobbler.
Oh.
So for 350 for about a half an hour, and what we want to do is we want to make sure that the cheese melts and gets all crispy on top. Okay?
And
So
delicious.
And delicious. Well, hopefully it's most of the way to delicious, but that will definitely help. So these are some local apples I cut up yesterday. This is just some straightforward batter topping. It's sugar, butter, flour, and an egg. So all you need to do is take a piece like this, sort of take a thumb and take a bunch, sort of throw it down. So just take, you know, little gumball sized pieces, and you can just drop them all over the cobbler.
What are we making?
This is an apple pie without a crust. So what we did is we sliced up some apples, we tossed them in a little bit of lemon juice, and you can come right around back here. And then, like I said, this is just a very basic topping, and when it bakes, this is going to turn into the crust on top. So it's sort of a cobbler. So then we're going to bake this at 375 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes, and what's going to happen is the apples are going to release some apple juice, and they're going to get all soft.
And they're going to get all soft and squishy, and then the top is going to blend into the apple.
Yep, the topping is going to blend into the apple juice, and then it's going to get all crispy on top and sugary. And so it's just fresh apples, and we've got some spice in there. We've got a little bit of cinnamon, and we've got some nutmeg and some allspice in the topping. So it's going to add a really nice flavor.